Yo, what is going on, guys? It is Shaug and I'm bringing you guys my Vegas effects tutorial. Probably a more highly requested video. Um, yeah, so let's get right into it. I'm going to try to keep this brief and short. Just one thing before the video starts. If you guys see my PayPal or my donation thing, I think it says to a new mouse, but it's actually all funds that I get or receive are going towards my university funds, which I'm going to be starting university this September. Yeah, so I'm trying to save up as much money as I can because I've been spending a lot on YouTube and new computer, new desk, all that stuff. So I'm trying to save a little bit. If you guys donate a little bit, even if it's not much, I mean every bit helps, right? And I think the more donations I get, the more feedback I get to give to you guys. And yeah, so let's get right into it. I just have a simple clip, bad sync, I don't care. Basically, I don't know, I have BC lens, but so yeah, the reason I have a BO3 cinematic is because I'm going to show you guys an effect, but I didn't have a BO2 cinematic to do it on. So first effect is going to be BCC Colorize, probably my favorite effect that not many other people use that I know of. Maybe more people do since I've been releasing my project files a lot, but basically you're just going to get it, throw it in, just say, I'll put it right where he hits for now. As you can see, it kind of looks like a chill blue. What we will do is, if you click color 3, that's how you change the color. So maybe let's go something like that. Mix with original is how you keyframe it up and down. So if you if it's at 100, that means the effect is going to be at 0. If it's at 0, then the effect's going to be full on, I guess. Let's put it on 10 for now, so it's not the full effect. And we're going to drag it to the end and turn it to just say like 80-ish. I don't want to keyframe it all the way out because I do want some of the blue to still be there. Yeah. We're going to add another effect. Kind of a generic effect, but I do use it a lot, and I know a lot of YouTubers use it, or sorry, Vegas editors use it. S-Glint, obviously, pretty generic effect. You can copy all my settings down. 1 for the brightness is kind of a nice place to start, but it's usually to be too bright depending on how bright your clip already is. If your clip's pretty dark, then 1's probably pretty good. So I usually put it 0.5, 0.6, and if we watch it now, I'll kind of keyframe down. Now that we have glint on, we can probably turn the BCC Colorize up a little stronger. So let's just make it 0, and let's make it a little bluer. So if you make it, the more blue you make it, I guess the less glow there will be. Just play around with those settings, guys. I'm not gonna show you guys like exactly what to do. I'm just gonna kind of give you guys the facts of my settings and kind of generally show you how to do it, and then you guys can try to help or figure it out a little bit more based on like your song and your that you're actually working on, right? Because it's hard for me to sit here and go, S-Glint is like the best effect, and then someone goes and use it on like a hardcore rap song. Like, I'm not saying it's good for every song, I'm just saying it's kind of a general good effect. So yeah, the next effect, another pretty generic effect, is BCC Lens Blur. Not everyone knows about this because I've had people ask me for my settings and stuff. So if you guys are wondering what my settings are, it's right here, copy it down. It's really nice. It's like a flash blur transition that'll make all the whites and whatnot a little brighter. Yeah, so what I'm going to do is kind of use it as a transition. So if we're going to fade it in, you kind of put this to the end and drag this back and put it at 0. So what we see is that it'll start off and then it'll kind of turn into the BCC Lens Blur, and then it transitions to the next clip, which we would put BCC Lens Blur to then transition. I use this effect on every edit, so I mean if you guys are trying to edit like me, that's kind of a pretty good way. In my last edit pilot, you guys saw an overlay effect on this clip cinematic. I'm going to show you guys how to do it pretty quickly. Very easy. All I have was an overlay pack. Ooh, voice crack. It was turning into a voice crack. I didn't let it get there. It's just an overlay pack, guys. There's lots of overlays like this, so if you guys want to see what the overlay actually looked like without the clip, it was just like a kind of, it almost looks like a lava lamp kind of thing. It did turn out really good in my edit, so I'm going to show you guys how to do that. Just go to chroma key. Very easy, guys. And what chroma key is going to do is it's going to turn all the blue black or whatever color you want. So you can see, like you've seen people do it with the green screen, so they'll turn like this to green and then they'll do the green screen. But for this, I need it to find like a kind of blue. I kind of want most of it to fade out, like, but you kind of find where most of the screen is black, and you'll kind of find the right balance between it. So if you look at that, if you kind of play through it, you guys can kind of see it's a little bit off. I didn't do it perfect, but yeah, you can see it's not going through the guy, it's going like behind him almost. And yeah, I mean, it's a very good effect if you guys want to be creative, because I know it's really hard to be creative on Vegas and you run out of things to do that people already haven't done. So if you use some of these overlay effects in chroma key, it looks really nice. I kind of messed up here, I just didn't try too hard. I would just change the color and try to play around with it a little more, but I'm going to try to keep this video going as fast as I can. So I'm going to show you one more effect to go on the kill cam. We'll go back to BCC colorize. We're going to use that blue again just because it's nice. The only colors I ever use with BCC colorize are blue and red, so I mean, you guys can try something else, but can't imagine too much else looks great. Like, you could probably do like a, yeah, let's do like that. We'll keyframe it down. So you're just going to drag it to the end, turn it to 100, and all BCC plugins have something called mix with original, so it's just keyframing it to full to nothing. But yeah, this looks pretty nice. So let's go to what was I gonna do? Let's go to your Sapphire plugins. Go down to S Warp Bubble, and then drag on the default one and copy down my settings here in a second. So it'll be like there, and then you're gonna just keyframe the amplitude down to 0, and it's gonna create like a warp effect, obviously because it's called Warp Bubble, but it looks really nice, honestly. If you have another effect, it doesn't look good right now, but when you add the last effect, it'll actually look pretty good. So your last effect is S-Rays, kind of another generic effect, but if you combined all these effects, it actually looks really nice. So I'm just kind of trying to give you guys combinations that may work out a little nicer. Yeah, so keyframe, rate length down to 0. And yeah, that's really all you guys have to do to create kind of a nice kill cam effect, at least. It looks really nice, kind of with the warp and the rays. I don't know, I personally like it. I use a lot of it on my edit. I don't usually use like overlays like this, but I think last edit I tried to be more creative with what I was doing, because I felt like my edits were getting a little bit generic, and it still was a little bit generic, but I tried to branch out a little bit from what I was doing from like on a normal basis. So if you guys enjoyed the video, if you guys want more in-depth kind of like a flow tutorial, or maybe more effects, different CCs, anything, maybe pan, crop, shake settings, render settings, just comment down below, guys. I read all my comments, or I try to. Maybe sometimes I miss some of them, but for the most part I do read all of them. So if you have any suggestions, any comments, any feedback in general, just please let me know. And I just really want to thank you guys for 1K. It's been an awesome run, and whoa. And ever since I've hit 1K, I don't know, I've been hyped up to make videos. And right now I am working on an episode for Vault, so maybe that'll come with my channel sometime soon. That's the only episode I'm working on right now, so I don't have a personal edit coming out. I know Reddy's editing tournament round 1 results are coming out soon. I was against 2IDI. he's a monster. So I mean, we'll see if I win. Maybe not. I don't know. We'll see if I move on to the next round. If I do, then I'll be doing a round 2 response. So that's gonna be pretty good. So you guys are gonna look out for that. Anyways, guys, it's been Shaug. I'm out. Peace.